like to welcome you to the Hamilton County Board of Elections. Today is October the 10th, 2023, and we're calling the meeting to order at 8:35 a.m. And I'd also like to indicate the proper notice has been given as required under our Ohio Revised Code 121.22. We're going to begin first with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like all those who have served our country or serving to lead us in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you, and again, thank you for serving our country.
Kenny?
Hi, Kenny. First on our agenda is approving the board meeting minutes from September the 8th, 2023. They've all been sent to us to review, and are there any additions or corrections or changes?
I'll move approval. Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries. Next is the approved November 2023 general election equipment allocation.
I'll move approval of the recommended equipment allocation. Second.
Is there a discussion about this?
Just note it's been updated with the latest registered voter totals. The only change was to increase the number of e-poll books and ballot printers in the early vote center from 30 to 35.
So those are the only major changes?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? And that motion carries. Next is the discussion and approval of November 2023 general election ballot and provisional envelope quantities.
I'll move approval of the ballot and provisional envelope quantities as recommended by staff. Second.
Any major changes in those?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries. Next is a discussion regarding the August 2023 special election anomaly report. Ms. Poland.
Yes, the deputy director and I spoke with the voters listed on the report. These voters cast 2 ballots in the August special election. Only 1 was counted. They all had reasonable explanations as to why that occurred. A few are elderly individuals who suffer from memory problems, and then there were a few who returned their ballots, mailed their ballots late, and were concerned that they had not arrived at the Board of Elections. So staff recommends no further action.
You know, and I can see again how easily that can occur, not just with an individual who may have some memory issues, but just the moving back and forth of sending your ballot, absentee ballot out or requesting it, and then it's not there when you think it should be there, and early voting has started, you get a little nervous. So thank you for following up on those as well.
I've reviewed the anomaly report, heard the director's report, and I have nothing further on the issue myself.
You don't need to vote on that, do you? Next is a discussion, personnel matters. Ms. Poland?
Yes. Next on the agenda is precinct election official compensation. The staff is recommending an increase in the pay given to poll workers. So these are the individuals that work at the polling places on election day. The last increase in compensation our poll workers had occurred in 2016, so it's been 8 years. Our poll worker department did a review of compensation of poll workers in Franklin and Cuyahoga County, and that report is in your packet and was circulated to the board. So this would keep us in line with the other large counties. It does require a written agreement between this board and the Board of County Commissioners. So the first step, again, would be for this board to approve the increase, and then the deputy director and I actually are giving a presentation for our 2024 budget to the commissioners next week, and this would be a part of that. We have already also met with our budget analysts and expressed our desire to do this beginning in the March 2024 election.
Well, you know, this has been a point of discussion for some time, trying to look at how we can, you know, make moderate changes and perhaps be able to retain our poll workers as well, more so. And I know at one point someone had said, well, maybe if I go to another county, I'll get more money. And I'm like, no, we need you here in Hamilton County. So I think it's time.
So we're looking for a motion so we can get discussion about it?
Correct.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Oop.
Wait a
I'll-
minute.
I'm happy to make the motion if we.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for
So
the motion.
I'll move that we approve, taking whatever steps are necessary here to approve this change in compensation for our precinct election officials. And while I'm making my motion, I think it's absolutely the right thing to do for many reasons. I know we all struggle to get poll workers. I think the public ought to know that we value our poll workers, and that this is just one small way to bring us in line with what other large counties are doing. We ask very much of our PEOs, so I think they should be
I
properly
second.
compensated. Thank you. Interrupted my nice speech.
He had it all worked out, too.
Well, you know,
Anyway.
it's well, you know, in the state, when we go around to these different counties, a lot of the people who work at the polls, some states bigger, they have been paying their poll workers more, and there's a few more paying more than we do. It's an opportunity to give them, our poll workers more of an incentive, and the retention will probably be better, and getting new poll workers will be better when they see that the increase in pay is there. Still, that the work that they do is a long day, and they still should be paid more, but this is a step in the right direction.
Well, and you didn't say much about how detailed the work is, too. You have to be very detail-oriented and very strategic in everything that you do when you're there all day as well, and helping educate voters that are coming in as well that have questions. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? That motion carries.
I did vote aye for the record. Yep.
Oh, you did?
See, I didn't get it out in time.
It's unanimous.
Yes.
It's unanimous. Next on the agenda, pay in lieu of vacation usage for full-time employees.
Yes, as the board is aware, we are conducting 3 elections this year in 2023, and the deputy director and I were forced to disallow the use of vacation time during a substantial part of the year for our full-time regular employees. And we are requesting that for this year only, that the full-time regular employees be allowed to cash out a portion of their vacation time. Our recommendation is increments of 5 hours up to 35 hours. Of course, the employee would have to have that amount of vacation time accrued when making the request. And there's a resolution that describes this in a little bit more detail in your packet.
Again, I've had the chance to review the resolution. I spoke with the director about this. You know, we asked, again, of our staff here to conduct an extra election in August, and just, I've watched for many years the dedication of our career staff here, and I do believe, and I won't put Kenny on the spot, but I think this is one of the best, if not the best, Board of Elections in the state of Ohio. So with that, I'm in favor of this measure. I think it's an appropriate way to recognize the hard work of our employees. So now I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution number 23-004.
I second that.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? That motion carries. And thank you again, because it's been a challenging year for our employees, and they've just gone above and beyond the call of duty, not even taking vacations as they wanted to. So this is very important to
I
help.
have a question for the director. What about the carryover hours? Are they allowed to expand that any more than it is now?
We have, the carryover hours would remain the same, but being able to cash out up to 35 hours will help those full-time employees that are nearing the maximum that they can carry from year to year. So this would help that situation so that they do not forfeit.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, you work
hours.
all these hours and then you have to forfeit time because you can't take time off. That would be travesty.
Yes, this
Yeah.
resolution you just adopted will help
Yeah.
that.
I thought that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Any other business?
I just want to note that we have received, as of end of day yesterday, a little over 9,500 absentee by mail requests. So we're prepared to get those ballots in the mail tomorrow morning. We also conducted a mock election at our early vote center yesterday, where we have full-time and temporary staff pose as voters to sort of test the system at the early vote center. That went well, so we will be ready to begin early in-person voting tomorrow morning as well.
Where does that 9,500 fall in the range of this type of election for council?
Yes, it's high in comparison to odd year general elections. So,
Okay.
for example, in 2021 November election, at this point in time, we had a little over 5,900 requests. So it's up for an odd year election.
Thank you.
Also, what's our status as far as inside poll workers? And are we still looking and recruiting?
Always.
Yes, we are still recruiting. We've had a number of poll workers commit. We are allowing poll workers who worked either in the May election or August election this year to conduct their training online. So we've already had several hundred complete that. Of course, new poll workers or poll workers who, even if they did work this year, but they want the in-person training, we've begun that process as well, so,
Fantastic.
That doesn't impact their pay, does it?
No.
The ones who do it online, okay.
no.
Okay. Because I know I've referred some individuals last week, and I'm like, no, you go and just talk with them. I'm sure they'll find a place for you. if there
Yes,
is
we are
one.
still recruiting.
Okay. And we have our Secretary of State Liaison person, Kenny, here. Kenny, it's so good to see you.
Kenny, this is the best board in the state, isn't
This is
it?
by far.
Yes.
And in Southwest Ohio.
We got a court report as being.
Yep.
Kenny, I'm glad that it's going in the minutes. I love that. Kenny Henning, H-E-N-N-I-N-G, with the Ohio Secretary of State's office. I just wanted to say, today is a very long day. We will be working until 9 p.m., just as your staff is. So wanted to thank them for that. I know that they are very appreciative of that vacation buyout because we are also able to do that this year due to us working so many hours also and us not being able to go on vacations this past summer. I wanted to thank you for continuing to put out your social media posts that you use. I will tell you, my 15 other counties, they use that. They really are appreciative. I don't know if they ever tell you. I'm sure they do at conference and stuff. But your social media posts are so helpful to them who have no graphic designers or ability to do it in-house. So they replicate it and change the county name, and they're just very appreciative. So I have directors all the time saying, make sure Alex and Sherry know that we appreciate that. So I am sharing that once again. And we're
Glad to be recognized, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're obviously looking forward to the start of early voting tomorrow and the entire early voting period until Election Day. So I know the team will be working hard until then, and anything I can do to be helpful, please let me know.
You've always been very helpful.
Thank you, Kenny.
Even when you're not here, if I pick up the phone and have to call and ask you a question, you've always quickly responded. Thank you so much for everything that you do.
I just want to put a fine point on what he mentioned, for the people who are watching at home, that 9:00 p.m. tonight is the deadline. If you haven't registered or changed your address here at the Board of Elections, you have to be here by 9 p.m. and submit your changes or any new registrations. And if you can't get here by 9, you miss it, you can do it online up to 11 p.m. 11:59 p.m., you're right. So 1 minute before midnight. But don't take that chance. Get here to the Board of Elections.
And also, if you have your absentee ballot filled out in your hand, drop it in, come over today and drop it in the drop box.
Application.
Application, sorry.
Yeah.
Application, just don't take a chance with the mail. If you can, just get over here. We have a drop box that's here, and if we're open until 4 o'clock, you can come and drop it in there as well. Anything
tomorrow.
else?
No.
Anything else from you, Alex?
I'll-
Okay.
I'll move to adjourn.
So, second.
Been moved in second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? And as I say, none with the devil right now. And our next regular meeting is Monday, November the 6th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. We'll stand in recess and reconvene on Tuesday, November the 7th, 2023 at 6:30. And then we'll have a special meeting on Wednesday, November the 15th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. And then another special meeting on Monday, November the 20th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. So that's kind of what the rest of our schedule looks like for November. Thank you very much.